Right, dude? It's getting so hot now. Man, we gotta make something to cool ourselves down. You look kind of like you're dying, Bandit. Hey friends, welcome on back. Welcome back to Barkeep's Choice. Again, my name is Dion. I'll be your bartender this evening. My sweaty friend right here, this is Bandito. He's gonna be sweating along the way. Well, it is getting really hot outside, so I thought we would make something that's super funky, a little fun, and super delicious. So today I'm going to be making a classic cocktail that's native to Brazil. It's called the Caipirinha. Today's episode and cocktail are brought to you by Collins & Coupe, a boutique cocktail store based out of San Diego, California. These are some really great friends of mine that sell some really awesome bar tools, cocktail supply kits, and also some glassware. They also have on their online store links to where you can buy from Black-owned, women-owned, and LGBTQ-owned suppliers, which is super awesome and just a great way to show your support. So please go check out Collins & Coupe. The Caipirinha is a very simple, classic cocktail that's very rustic in its roots to Brazil. It only contains 3 ingredients. It's lime juice, sugar, or what we're going to use today, which is simple syrup, and one more ingredient, which is cachaça, and we'll go into that in just a little bit. Now, if you look up on the Difford's Guide, there's a couple different stories of the history of the Caipirinha, and if you haven't heard of the Difford's Guide, I really suggest checking them out, just in case you want to learn a little bit more about cocktails and anything booze related. The first story comes from the 1918 Spanish flu. The people of Brazil, for medicinal purposes, would make a drink that consisted of cachaça, lime juice, honey, and garlic. Over time, it was consumed for recreational purposes, and they would switch out the honey for sugar, and yes, they would throw out the garlic. So what the hell is this cachaça stuff, and how is it so similar to rum? First, rum is distilled from the molasses of sugarcane, where cachaça is distilled from the fermented juice of sugarcane, only found in Brazil. You can find it either bottled, aged, or unaged, much like rum. However, the flavor profile of cachaça is pretty recognizable, with some funky, fruity notes to it, and almost some allspice and cinnamon characteristics. Today we're going to be using Jaguara Branca, which is a very young cachaça, only aged for about 8 months in steel vats. Now they hand harvest all of their sugarcane themselves, and this Branca that we're going to be using is, as they say, perfect for caipirinhas. So this cocktail is going to have some citrus in it, so we're going to want to shake it. So let's go ahead and grab our tin. Now we want to grab half a lime and quarter that, cut it into fourths, and throw all these limes in there. And we want to use our muddler to get all of that juice out. Now, for sugar, we're going to be doing about a ½ ounce of our rich, simple syrup. And then we want to add 2 ounces of our Jaguara cachaça. And right before we shake it with our ice, this drink calls for chipped ice. Now my ice is pretty thick and square, so we want to break these up. So I have this thing called a tapper that you can find at Collins & Coupe, along with all of these bar tools if you wanted to make this drink, you know. So we're going to go ahead and just watch me break up this ice, and then we're going to go ahead and start shaking. Now, the glass we're going to be using is a rocks glass. The fun part about this cocktail is we don't need to strain it. We're just going to go ahead and dirty dump it into the glass. And we don't need a garnish because we already have the limes in the glass. And so cheers, we just made a caipirinha. This is oh so refreshing, super delightful, and it's very easy to make with just limited ingredients. Bandit, what do you think? You're right, it is kind of like a Brazilian daiquiri. Yeah, you know, bud? You deserve this more than me. You're dying out there. As I mentioned before, this episode and cocktail are brought to you by Collins & Coupe, and their website now ships nationally. And if you use my discount code, Barkeep's Choice, no punctuation or spacing, you will receive 15% off your entire order. That's a pretty good deal. So please go check out Collins & Coupe and treat yourself. Again, as places are open and we can go out to eat, please be respectful to the staff. They're going through a whole hell of a lot, and please tip them pretty well. Finally, the last thing, and I'm going to keep saying this until the end of time, just wear your masks. It's really easy. Thank you again for taking the time to watch this video. Please click on that little subscribe button and turn on your notifications. This way, whenever Bandit and I come out to make a cocktail, you get to see our beautiful faces. All right, friends, stay safe, stay clean, drink up. Cheers. Okay, freak it up.